Well, it's time once again for another episode of the Barry Funkhauser Show. That's right. Here I am, Barry Funkhauser, with my cohort, Joe, and...
Chase is back. Back again. Let's talk Twitch with our friend. Oh, Chase is back. 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 Hi, Chase.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Chase. So we just, last week, we spoke with a band called Mercy Music, and the guy lived in Summerlin. He's from Vegas.
Oh, yeah, he's like right next door to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we were talking all about Vegas
too
music.
Excited, Chase. Jeez, yeah.
No, it's a Vegas thing, because you remember his cadence was kind of like the same as Chase. I think it's a thing. There's something in the water in Vegas where you all speak, you and Brandon Flowers from The Killers and Brendan from this band Mercy Music, you all have the same kind of attitude.
It's the sun, the unrelenting sun.
It makes you sad, so you just talk like this all the time.
Takes it
That's
out.
the only time that you guys can be out is like nighttime when the sun isn't around. It kind of makes you a little depressed, a little bit. Kind of like that.
No, I asked him, what do you like better? And he cut me off and said, I don't like anything.
Oh, me and this guy would get along great.
I know. We're going to introduce you. It's going to be a fun time.
All right. Well, Chase, you're here for obvious reasons. There has been a monumental change over at Twitch, which you are currently versed in. Can you tell us, because I'm an idiot, and you're the one that I ask all the questions for. And so what's going on over there at Twitch? There's some big change?
Well, they in Twitch's never-ending quest to turn a profit, they rolled out some new rules regarding sponsorships on streams and how streamers are allowed to present that. So, and the rules were pretty strict. You couldn't roll in your own commercials, what they call burned-in commercials, which is basically you playing a pre-edited commercial that you made or that your sponsor sent you, and then you play that on your stream, as opposed to Twitch inserting commercials during live streams.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that
That's a major
anymore.
change. A lot of people made a lot of money off those sponsorships.
Yeah, and there's a number of big streamers, especially like the companies that do gaming tournaments and stuff, that do that. That's how they make their money, is they roll their own commercials. And some of them said, hey, if you guys go through with this, the rules were supposed to go into effect July 1st. And they said, if you guys go through with this, we're leaving. Like, we're leaving Twitch because that's how we make our money. So
a lot of people said that. Like a lot of people said that.
Yeah, and then it was also like it got very nitpicky. There was rules with how you could display banners on screen, like on-screen graphics. If your sponsor's logo couldn't take up more than 3% of the screen space, which is like, how do you even measure that? Just really ridiculous stuff. And the backlash was immediate and harsh. And within a couple of days, Twitch walked it back and said, "Oh, they used the typical corporate speak. We missed the mark, and we're going to rework all of this." And apparently, right now, it's still in their terms of service. They haven't removed it yet, but I'm sure that's because that has to go through legal, and that's probably a whole.
Well, it's the same thing that's happening with Wizards of Coast and their open license for D&D. They walked it all back, and then they didn't do anything because they're just waiting for people to forget and not make a big stink about it. But they're not planning on changing anything.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's really going to happen here, because there's also a sort of a thing that they rolled out kind of quietly because the hoopla over these banner ads and burned in ads and stuff, that kind of took the spotlight. But there was this other thing so with Twitch, you have a partner. They have a partner program, which are people that once you reach a certain level, you have a certain amount of followers and subscribers, you can apply to become a partner, and then you would have an individual contract with Twitch. and you can do sponsorships and you get access to features and functions on the site that everyone else doesn't have. And then they have their affiliate program, which is where I'm at, which is just the average person who, wants to make a few bucks or whatever. We don't get access to all the cool extra features, which for partners. But there's a new thing now in their agreement. Their partner agreement is apparently rewritten more now like a terms of service agreement. And it applies to both affiliates and partners. And it apparently, the way it's worded, it takes effect immediately. So you have agreed to it, whether you know it or not, already currently. So and what it's done is it's sort of like, at this point now, the only real difference between an affiliate and a partner is the partners have the little check mark next to their name now. Whereas before, the partner was a more prestigious rank, I guess, at Twitch, where and you had your individual contract. Whereas now it's just sort of a blanket agreement that everyone has to agree to. And I'm wondering how many partners actually know that they have agreed to this, whether they know it or not.
So it's the same mistake that Twitter made with the blue verification mark. They completely discounted the value of that, both on Twitter, and then it looks like Twitch is doing the same thing with the partners. What value does being a partner have now?
Right, exactly. And I don't know, I get the vibe from Twitch that they're like merging the partner and affiliate, and it's just because now this whole thing applies to everyone, and they're just trying to simplify that. So I feel like they're either getting rid of the affiliate or they're getting rid of the partner, and they're just going to make it one thing. And then you're either on Twitch building your community, or you're part of the partner program. There's no third tier there anymore. I have a feeling they're moving toward that. That's what this looks like anyway.
But either way, it sounds like Twitch streamers are going to make less money. So why would they continue to stream on Twitch?
Well, yeah, and it goes even further than that. There's one of the biggest travesties was they took away the 70-30 split. This was a couple of years ago, I guess now. They took away the 70-30 split from partners, which that was another thing that set you apart from an affiliate. When someone subscribes to your channel for $4.99 a month, an affiliate, you split that 50-50 with Twitch. Partners, you split it 70-30. Twitch only gets 30, the partner gets 70. And on some of these bigger streamers, these folks that have millions of followers and have thousands and thousands of views on every one of their streams, some of these folks are making 6 and 7 figures a month, and they have an entire staff of people working for them, to roll on their social media and working on creating edited videos for YouTube and whatnot. And, for a lot of those people, losing that 70%, that's a huge chunk of their monthly revenue and they got to make payroll. So that was a big punch to the gut for partners. And and now the whole thing with, the ads and what you can and can't play. And then another big thing is affiliates and partners both are no longer allowed to multi-stream. So if you stream on Twitch, you can only stream on Twitch. Whereas
companies going to understand that without content creators, there is no business for them.
Right. And at the end of the day, what this boils down to is, Twitch was bought by Amazon back in 2015. A lot of those people left Twitch when that happened, and it's all very corporate-y now. Twitch is like the polar opposite of what it used to be. It used to be this cool playground where people could come and make great content and cook or paint or play video games and have fun. And now it's just very corporate-y and feels very locked down. And they're under pressure. They're under pressure to turn a profit, from Amazon. This is a company that, like a lot of these Web 2.0 era companies, their business model, quite frankly, was not really sustainable in the long run. And a lot of them, I think, just coasted on investor, money and now, being bought by a major company that's publicly traded like Amazon. Shareholders want to see profits. And so now they're under pressure to make that happen, and they don't know how without alienating people who are very used to, a non-corporate type setting. So it's like, people are just complaining about the endless commercials and ads that are being run on streams. And I have a feeling now that they've walked back these rules that they were trying to implement a week or so ago, I think we're probably just going to see more commercials, because they got to figure out, okay, well, we can't do that because it made everybody mad. So what are we going to do? They'll probably just run more commercials, which will make everyone even more angry.
Right. Do you feel that eventually we're just going to move away from ad-based support and move more toward subscription support?
For a lot of stuff, yeah. I don't know if that'll work for Twitch, because that's how it was. That's how it was before Amazon came along and Twitch couldn't make money that way. I mean, I heard through just people I know who know people on the inside at Twitch, it costs Twitch about $1,000 a month per streamer and these are the average streamer. These are people that are 50 or less viewers, which is like 99% of the people on Twitch who stream. It costs Twitch probably upwards of $1,000 a month for these folks for bandwidth and server space, for their video, their VODs. So I don't know if it would ever work for Twitch. I don't know if they could, if they did do that, they would have to like adjust their subscriber share to like a 70-30 where Twitch gets 70% and the subscriber gets 30. I don't know, but it's funny because like Kick, which is the now quickly becoming the main competitor to Twitch, I guess, if you don't count YouTube.
Because YouTube's just destroying everybody.
Yeah. And in fact, YouTube is also rolling out an affiliate style program now. Because before, YouTube only had, you stream on YouTube, don't make any money until you reach a certain threshold, and then you can be part of their partner program and start making money. Well, they're now going to roll out a sort of middle tier affiliate program, I guess, to compete with Twitch. So they may end up attracting some of these folks that Twitch has alienated.
The hard thing is, though, Chase, is that the landscape is just too fractured. There's too much out there.
Yeah.
So like how does anybody in any of these streaming worlds, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, they can even do it on like Instagram Reels or TikTok. It is extremely difficult for someone who doesn't already have a celebrity name,
right,
to pull enough subscribers or viewers on a consistent basis to make any kind of money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's unless you're already established like that. I don't think you do. I don't think you make a living.
Right. Like I haven't heard anybody like outside of like a Smartless podcast, like what other, and like, like the big Joe Rogans of the world or whatever, Kelly Clarkson's podcast. These are all people that are already established brands and established names. How do you as like, you're just Chase, the Twitch streamer, how do you stand out when there's just, you are literally competing with tens of thousands of other streamers on the same platform?
Yeah, and the answer to that is I don't. And that's why for me, I'm not grinding, I'm not trying to turn it into a career or anything. I just do it for fun when I can, because I'm a realist. Like it's just, folks, you look at some of these bigger streamers like Ninja or Lyric or some of these guys that are real big. They got in just in time, or, at the ground level or whatever, the golden years, whatever you want to call it, and so they're fine. They're making a living doing it. They have companies and have their staff and stuff. But for anyone who came along after that, or, in the last couple of years, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
So do you feel, because I feel like we've already reached the end. Like we're at the end of influencer marketing. Like there's too many of them out there nobody is impressive enough.
I was gonna ask Chase, like, is in the same vein of what you're saying, Joe, is like, does the death clock begin on Twitch?
I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, I see a lot of these sensational tweets and headlines from people. Twitch is dead. Oh, well, that's Twitch. It's official. Twitch will be dead within a year. That kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know that Twitch goes away. I don't think it's dead in that sense. I feel like it may become smaller and more exclusive. But because, something else they had noted in their terms of service, this new agreement thing that they came out with, was that they will start removing streamers who don't interact with their chat and who don't stream frequently enough, which I get, what's frequently enough? Like what is the definition Twitch is using for frequently enough? I mean, I might be included in that because I stream, a couple times a month at the most. So maybe I don't stream frequently enough. They may kick me off, but they're saying that, like, if you don't interact with your chat, if you don't put, I guess if you're not uploading emotes in your emote slots, you're not talking on stream. If you're one of these,
it sounds like a lot of rules, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just turn on their console or their computer and they just play a game. They don't even talk. They just play the game.
Yeah.
And I guess those people may get booted from Twitch, I guess, because they're not interactive enough.
But it's not just Twitch, though. It's Twitter's doing the same thing. I think Facebook and Meta are getting ready to do the same with Instagram and Facebook. They are purging accounts. And I think they are purging accounts because there are literally millions of data files in there taking up server space that no one's using.
Yeah, it's a cost.
They're trying to claw
measure.
back. They're trying to claw back tech money.
Yeah, exactly. But who's not doing that? Kick and YouTube. So I have a feeling
YouTube. I don't think YouTube needs to. Because
they don't. Yeah. So their user base
Kick is too small to do that yet.
Yeah. No, their user bases are probably going to get much larger soon. Because that's the thing. Every time Twitch rolls out one of these new rules, which they've been doing this a lot lately, they've been fumbling a lot. That's the first thing people start talking about. Oh, well, time to go to Kick or time to go to YouTube. So it's like,
right, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. So you think it's gone. So then it's going to be smaller. Where's all these people going to go? Are they going to go to YouTube?
Yeah. Either YouTube or Kick. Kick is really coming along.
Tell us about Kick. What is Kick?
Kick is essentially a Twitch clone. So, and this is another set of rules that Twitch implemented and ended up shooting themselves in the foot. They banned gambling streams, which are very popular.
Yeah.
People love the gambling
That's
streams.
all my mom watches is people playing slot machines. I thought it was illegal.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
she
that's
loves that
really
stuff.
boring.
She's gotten good at it by watching other people in their bonuses because you make the money on the slot machines with the bonus. Is what she's been harping on. So that's interesting. So they banned that from Twitch. I think my mom told me that.
Yeah, and so I don't know the exact company, but so one of these online casino companies said, oh, you're banning us? All right, well, we'll just go start our own Twitch, and that's exactly what they did. They went out and they put a bunch of money into this Kick, which is still in beta, by the way, but. I mean, if you look at Kick, it looks just like Twitch. In fact,
we're looking at it right now. It is literally a clone.
One of my viewers had a funny name for it. They call it Green Twitch because it looks just like Twitch, but instead of all the purple buttons,
it's green.
They're green. So, and these guys do a 95-5 split.
Yeah.
So your $4.99 subscription.
Well, right now, that's not sustainable. See, and that's the
exactly.
Thing, that's the thing that kills me. Like, because you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like what we do in marketing. Like my old business partner was like, all up about like, oh, we got to give a new client discount to this new person we're bringing in. I'm like, why would we ever do that? That client is now going to expect our pricing starts there.
Right.
And when we change it, they're going to balk and go somewhere else. Isn't Kick just doing the same thing? Because they cannot afford to give people a 95% split.
Right. It's
indefinitely. So they're shooting themselves in the foot from the beginning.
Yeah, it's like if Twitch can't make it work doing 50-50,
right?
How are you guys going to? Now, I guess the argument might be that they have, this casino money. All these casino streamers are now on there, and that could maybe subsidize the loss in revenue elsewhere. And I think Kick eventually will also have ads. I've seen a few places that they're still building the website, so they haven't implemented any of that yet. But I think eventually it'll have commercials too. But yeah, I don't know. Twitch is
all I know is that a company needs to figure this stuff out before they build it, and just have the same system the entire time. You're going to just alienate people with changes all the time.
Yeah, I wonder if in a few years we're going to start seeing, Kick rolling out here's a new rule, and then everyone complains about it and says, I'm going to YouTube.
Exactly it's the definition of insanity. Like, they're going to do the same exact thing and make all the same mistakes as Twitch.
Yeah, because a lot of the streamers, especially the little streamers, they're all talking about, oh, Kick, it's this great thing. I can go over there and start, building my community, and it's easier to get discovered over there because it's smaller and there's not as many big streamers on it and whatnot. And while that may be true right now, I mean, I don't know. Then again, I don't know, because if you look at Kick right now on their front page, all of the featured streams are all these casino streams. These guys playing the slots. So it's like, is it really any different? These are the big streamers with 20, 30,000 viewers, and they're gobbling up all the viewership. And then if you go to the video game section, there's a few thousand viewers spread across dozens and dozens of
I don't
games.
know. I think that these streaming platforms need to be more selective about who they allow to publish. Like, I can't see how this differentiates at all from Twitch. And you're bringing up, it's the same problem. And then are we just going to get a bunch of strippers? And is this the new what is that? What's the streaming platform called? Oh God, can't remember right now. Not the porn one that's not porn.
It looks to me like Kick has less rules than Twitch.
Oh yes, yeah. So yeah, right now Kick is the Wild West. I mean, you can go over there and you can stream just about anything you want. They have rules, and they're slowly building them and rolling them out into their terms of service. But there's no people to enforce them. Like the staff of Kick is not nearly the size that Twitch has.
Sure.
So there's no infrastructure, so you really can stream and do whatever you want.
Well, sure, but that's what I'm saying. Is it just going to become OnlyFans? Like, is that what this is? And OnlyFans seems to be working. I mean, sure, it's like a bunch of porn and a bunch of strippers and stuff like that, but that seems to be the only thing that consistently makes money on the internet is porn.
Yeah, and if Kick is smart, they'll allow that. They'll allow nudity, because all the rest of them
Tumblr.
don't. So that's how you set yourself apart. Oh yeah, we're a streaming platform where you could come play video games and show breasts or whatever.
Sure. I mean,
but I don't think they will.
Isn't it sad though that the only way that people can make money is if they get naked?
Yeah,
like that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have another thing I want to talk to you about, because it looks like Twitch is dead. And I'm sad for it. I'm really excited for Kick because there's boobies on there, and that's fun. But did you hear about this AI DJ that came about in Portland?
Yes, I did.
You have the same comment about it that I do.
See, now Chase
does not sound right.
Chase, you're a professional voiceover artist. You've you're for hire.
In
And people
quotes.
want to do that with you. But it seems like, now I already know Joe's opinion on this because we talked about it earlier, but I want to play you this brand new thing that's happened. There's a company called Futuri, and they worked with ChatGPT to create Radio GPT, and now they're pitching it to radio stations. So the first one is this girl, Ashley, and she's up in Portland. So I want to play you like her big announcement here, and then I'll play you how it works in real time, okay? Listen to this, okay?
Today I go from just Ashley to AI Ashley on Live 95.5. So let's see how close the AI sounds to me. Today I go from just Ashley to AI Ashley on Live 95.5. Let's see how close the AI sounds to me. That's crazy. Yeah, that sounds like me. I guess I have the day off.
No, you're going to lose your job is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
She seems kind of giddy about it. I would be.
She seems giddy about losing her job. And
I would be
never working
devastated. This is terrifying.
Everything about this girl, everything about this girl freaks me out. Okay, not only did I date girls like this, but I know what they're really, like when you hang out with a girl like this, especially in the radio business, like you understand what they're thinking about. You could read between it. And I don't know, man. I think she is really enjoying the fact that she can now take over all these pop stations with her AI voice.
But it's not. They're not going to hire her. They already have her voice recorded. They don't need her at all anymore. It's like this first comment that you pulled up on Twitter. This first comment is, you have totally disrespected the radio profession. You made history for all the wrong reasons. I agree. I absolutely 100% agree.
Well, before I get Chase's opinion, let me play an actual break that happened in real time. She gave out Taylor Swift tickets. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan and you won these tickets, you're over the moon excited. So you tell me how Ashley AI did in this ticket giveaway. Listen.
It's AI Ashley calling her first Taylor Swift winner.
Hello?
Hey there.
Who's this?
It's AI Ashley from Live 95.5. What's your name?
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Where are you from?
Salem, Oregon.
Do you have any idea why I might be calling you today?
The only thing I can think of is Taylor Swift.
Did you text in to win the tickets?
Yes,
It looks like you got every keyword on Friday.
I tried really hard. I tried really hard.
Well, that's why I'm calling today.
Stop it.
Lisa, you won.
Stop it. Oh my God. No way.
Yes way. You're going to see Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And not only that, we're going to send you some merch from the Taylor Swift and Fearless era to wear to the show.
Stop it. I'm so excited.
Do you know who your plus one is going to be?
My granddaughter.
Is she a big Swiftie?
Yep, huge. Huge.
We hope you two have so much fun at the...
Okay, so I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here, okay? Because if you're just cruising along and you give two craps about radio and you heard that, you wouldn't think anything of it. You would be like, oh, they gave out Taylor Swift tickets, like mission accomplished for the radio station. So if I'm looking at this simply from that perspective, to me, that's a great success. You know what I mean? In terms of making money at a radio station.
Oh,
if I
sure.
was, like an owner, I'd be like, wow, and you know the technology is only going to improve. So if it's coming out of the gate sounding realistic enough. But then on the other side of things, like she should have been way more excited to give out those tickets, and it felt like automation to me. There was no like character. Like, what do you think about that, Chase?
Yeah, so we were talking about this yesterday, and that was a comment I made. Her, like, the inflections in her voice aren't there yet, but they will be. That's the thing. Like, this stuff is always improving, and they have this technology for audiobooks already, where you can go in and you can note different ways you want the AI to say it, more excited or more sad or whatever. So it'll get there. I mean, the fact that when I say that this is absolutely terrifying, what caught me in that clip is when the contestant on the phone says, "No way," and she replied, "Yes way." Like, the fact that the machine can use that sort of informal nomenclature, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, like, it recognized that she said "no way" and then replied. Yeah, I mean, it could have just said, "Yes, you won the ticket," but it didn't. It heard "no way" and it said "yes way" back to her. Like, that is insane to me that it's already there. And to us, like, we're all broadcast professionals, so we hear that. We hear the lack of enthusiasm or whatever. But to the average radio listener who's driving in their car or doing chores and they've got the radio in the background, they would never know that was a computer saying all of that. And they may not even know it, even though she says "I'm AI Ashley." They might not even really pay attention to that AI part of that.
I'm with Chase on that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They don't care either way.
Paying attention to that. But I think after a while, people start to hear the uncanny valley effect.
Yeah.
Well, but
what you were talking about.
I want you to apply the fact that syndicated shows like Ryan Seacrest do this manually. So you hear that uncanny valley effect already. You're sort of used to it. This just improves that. So if you were hearing a morning show in the middle of nowhere, like Nebraska, and you tuned into Ryan Seacrest, he'd be like, "Hey, it's 103.1 FM," and then he'd do his show. Like, there are bits and pieces that they manage to put together to make it work, and it never, to me, that sounds inauthentic. But this, whoa,
Yeah. Scary. It's just it's scary. And this is going back to what we were talking about with losing jobs and stuff. This is by most certainly a job killer. Let's just be frank. This will eliminate jobs. And this is where there's been a push for several years to have a union that's separate from SAG-AFTRA. For anyone who doesn't know, SAG-AFTRA is the union for actors and television presenters and hosts.
Approved on a strike. Let's do it. Let's strike. Come on, let's go.
There's been this push to have a separate union for voiceover work. And that could include radio broadcasters, because that is essentially voiceover. This is where that would come in handy, because this AI Ashley, like we were saying, she may get syndicated across all these stations all across the country, and her voice is being used. And the real Ashley is not benefiting from that in any way. And in fact, lost her job over it. It's like she should be getting some kind of a residual or something for every purchase of the software.
Happy. Maybe she did.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think, because I've seen this in the voiceover industry. There's a lot, especially on the pay to play websites, where you go to you pay a yearly subscription and you get audition notices. A lot of the auditions are for these companies that want to sample your voice so that they can digitize it and turn it into an AI that then a client or customer who would normally hire you can then just go in and input their Word doc, and the AI reads that Word doc in your voice that they sampled and paid you for initially, but you don't make any additional money every time your voice is then used in their software. No, you got paid.
Give me a union. Give me a union.
So it's very scary and sad.
Okay, I want to move on to something more optimistic and happy.
Hooray. Oh, can I make one comment first, because you brought up his name?
You gonna bum us all out? Fine.
No. If you guys didn't see, Pat Sajak said that next year is going to be his last on the Wheel of Fortune, and guess who is pitching to replace him?
Vanna White.
I know, but I don't want to spoil it.
Was it Vanna White?
It's Ryan Seacrest.
Oh,
yes.
Huh.
Ryan Seacrest is most likely.
That's
going
why
to be
he
the
left
next
live.
host of the Wheel.
That's why he bailed from Kelly's show. That's it. Now we know, because he's already been in talks. It's already happened, without a doubt.
It's already happened. Yeah.
And knowing the entertainment industry and that gig, the talks have probably been in the works for a long time.
My thing is they have to find, Pat and Vanna together were just such an incredible team that didn't overshadow the show. It is going to be very important who they pair Ryan with.
I was going to say, I thought I'd read years ago that
Vanna also has to. I think
Vanna
Vanna
hosts and Ryan turns. As well. Ryan touches the buttons and Vanna hosts. That's what I would like to see.
Because Vanna's been doing this for 41 years as well.
2014, she said she wanted to take. She said she was going to retire when Pat retires.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah. I remember reading years ago that she said she would go when Pat goes, or vice versa.
Yeah, they're a team.
Yeah,
like they came in as a team. They're going to leave as a team. So my new thing is like, who are they going to team Ryan with? And I'm fine if Ryan's going to be like the button pusher, the letter turner, and
that would be so great.
The person who like engages with the crowd and stuff like that. Sure, that's fine. Yeah. But who's the host?
Well,
and who is pairing?
It's going to be Ryan that's hosting.
Here's a possibility. What if, I know it's kind of a signature element of the show, but talking about cost cutting and saving money, what if there is no co-host?
No Vanna.
If you look at that board,
I think real people would really dislike that.
I think they would too, but I'm just thinking like a studio executive, we could save tons of money. Let's be realistic. Vanna's job is not necessary.
It's no longer necessary.
Right. Yeah. She just touches touch screens. Like that can easily be computerized. Like they can do that in the control room.
Sure.
Sorry, Vanna, but you've been replaced. Like AI could do your job.
Right. Yeah, AI could do her job. But there is the fact of like the human element. And
yes. The nostalgia. Yeah. And I think that hopefully will win over. Yeah.
Well, they just got to look at Jeopardy and see how like the changes that they've been doing to Jeopardy have not been going over well with, long-term Jeopardy followers, because it's been the same game for literally 40 plus years. And you can't change that or you're going to lose all your legacy customers.
I'd also seen this morning that Whoopi Goldberg wants to host.
She got 5 years in her. That's it. That's not wise.
That's the other thing. Like, if Ryan gets in, we could have Ryan on the wheel for the next 20 years.
Well, they could have celebrity.
Vanna or Whoopi or someone who's already in their 70s, then you get 5 years out of them, and then you got to do it all over again.
So I was actually just going to, it's funny you say that about Ryan doing it for 20 years, because I was actually just going to say, it doesn't matter who they get. I don't think they're going to get someone who's going to stick around for 40 years. Like our culture is different now. And with social media and all these new, different avenues and platforms and just the digital media world where you could go and do your thing and make money or whatever. I don't think we're going to see any more of these long time hosts that stick around for decades. I think
Drew Carey took over Price is Right in 2007, and he's still going strong.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, and that part of that could be because he was a little bit older when he took it over, so maybe that's the secret. Maybe if they get someone who's older, they'll stick around that long. But I don't know. I get the feeling that whoever they get will do it for 10 years and then move on. But I could be wrong.
10 years is still a long time. I agree that we're never going to see a Pat Sajak or or in late night television, we're never going to see a Johnny Carson again, who has a show for 30 plus years.
You don't know that. Don't say that. Don't put that in the air. You never know.
I am sorry to destroy your dream.
I still got 30 years in me. I could
show
do it.
For 30 years.
Something I could do. I started last year. I'm on year 1. I only got 29 more to go.
You can do it.
I could do it. It's possible. Okay, but I did want to move on to something more happy. I think this is happy. I'm not sure. I'm still an idiot here, but Chase, you brought up something to me a couple weeks ago about these local television stations that are launching in 5G. Can you explain to an idiot like me what the heck is going on?
Yeah. So, well, if you think of traditional broadcast television, you have a local station with an antenna, and it sends out a signal that's, it used to be analog, now it's a digital signal, but nevertheless, it's a traditional FM or whatever signal, and then everybody receives it at home. Well, apparently in Boston, there's now a low-power TV station, WWOO, which great call letters, by the way, because you could just be like, you're watching Woo.
You're watching Woo.
Yeah, apparently it's the first station that hopes to be a 5G station. So we all know 5G. That's the new technology that all of our smartphones are going to use to connect.
That's what some people are trying to get out of their neighborhoods because they think it's like some sort of signal.
It's turning us all into aliens or lizards or whatever.
So dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, so they want to be the first TV station that is a 5G station. So their signal goes out over the 5G network and is received by 5G compatible devices as opposed to a television. And so and that's kind of where my confusion begins is what's like, how does that work? Who watches it? I guess there might be an app on your phone. You would have like the WWOO app or like you get a set-top box that
but it's
will
only
receive
going
5G.
over cellular, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
I thought that cellular band was already jam-packed.
Well, the 5G,
not
the 5G is
the
nice because the shorter wavelength, I guess, allows more, so they can jam more data. That's why the 5G is so much faster. They can squeeze more data and more signals into a smaller
the same bandwidth. Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, 5G is also, because of the wavelength of it, like it's real short. It can't travel very far. That's why you're seeing 5G towers and antennas every 2 or 3 blocks in any city that's deploying it, because it doesn't have the throw that a 4G signal does. So this is a low power TV station. So I imagine it's like the signal will probably go as far as like whatever suburb its antenna is in, but.
Oh yeah. Actually, let's find that out. Where is the WWO antenna?
Oh, it's in New Hampshire. It's way over there. It's super far away.
Yeah, it's on the East Coast.
Oh wow, Westmoreland, New Hampshire.
Yeah, we're looking up the data right now. We're a couple of nerds over here looking it up.
Yeah, the article I had seen about it said that it was a Boston station, that it was based in Boston. Now their office might be in Boston, but yeah, I'm not sure where their transmitter is.
I don't know that area. I mean, things are a shorter distance on in New England.
Yeah, towns and stuff are much closer together. But like I said, like for me, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is cool because maybe a 5G license is a lot cheaper, so anybody could maybe start their own little TV station, but. Again, kind of like the same thing with Twitch. There's a discoverability issue here. It's like, okay, you've got your signal, you're playing your own little talk show or reruns of old sitcoms or whatever, but who's watching and how do they watch? Like, how do you get people to watch? And,
well, it looks to me, Chase, because WWOOLD is playing Antenna TV and Newsnet, which is the syndicated feeds that I'm pretty sure every small town has now. So it looks like it's just on to be on, and it's part of a network that hasn't... Because I think these antenna TVs and all these side channel networks are underdeveloped. I think we're going to see an evolution of those channels coming to play. As more people, as the internet rates rise and people start cutting the cords, because there is an infrastructure. This seems like it completes an infrastructure to me.
I just can't see how this antenna hits Boston because it's 100 miles away.
It sounds like it doesn't, unless they have do they have a repeater or a translator or something?
I don't know. I'm just looking at Westmoreland, New Hampshire, and it's 100 miles away from Boston.
Wow.
So I don't know how this gets there, because usually a signal doesn't travel that far.
Yeah, and in a 5G signal, like I said, 5G signal, you have to have antennas every mile pretty much, because the signal just doesn't travel very far. So I'm curious to see how this will work.
It seems like they might get the skip by default, like they're a medium level channel up there. But man, I just don't know the topography of up there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean it's. I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty flat from Westmoreland to Boston, but not that flat. Not like Iowa flat. So I don't know. It's just that's just strange to me. I would think that like a low-powered station would actually need to be like on the tallest building in Back Bay or something to reach downtown Boston.
Yeah. So what do you think of the future of 5G television, Chase? I think it all leans on programming.
Yeah. I think there's definitely something there. And with, cord cutting, people are ditching their pay TV service faster than ever. A Dish Network, I think, hemorrhaged 600,000 subscribers last year. I think there's something there, but it's just, it's like, what is it? What does it become? Is it just like a Me TV or something where, am I going to turn my phone on and there's this QVC home shopping channel?
I think it's going to have to go like really, really local. We're going to get a lot of Wayne's World stuff, man. And some of it's going to be amazing and really kitschy, and some of it's going to, but most of it's going to be probably awful.
It was, it's maybe this is like the new cable access, and to me that's kind of exciting because I'm a huge champion of cable access and just the weirdness.
Yeah, right.
You
like
guys,
I
know
said,
that there's going to be some good stuff.
Hold on
it's
a
just
second.
not going to be what I'm on.
Good stuff. You realize the climate of this world right now? You know what you're going to see on all those junk channels?
Oh, yes.
A bunch of garbage cowboy hat Trump.
Democrats.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen of it. It's going to evolve negatively. Mm-hmm. That'll be first, I think. But who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't want to think
people like to be loud.
I don't want to think terribly, but there's a lot of people in their garages that are...
No, right. No, that's exactly it. Yeah, anybody can turn their living room into OAN, with this.
Hey,
and...
you know what? Tucker Carlson just did it.
Yeah.
But he's got a cease and desist, bro. He can't anymore.
Oh, and he does not care. He
doesn't care. That guy has so much money. Like
he wants to screw Fox just as much as Fox wants to screw him. They're going to go back and forth on this for years.
I love it, by the way. It's great that they're at each other's throats.
Eat their own. That's what I want to see. Eat your own. Man.
Well, I think this is a good opportunity for Twitch broadcasters to take over the LD band. And,
that'd be fun.
That would be a good migration.
I would love to replay my Twitch streams or even the live ones on something like that. I would have to stop cussing though.
Yeah. No, it would be really fascinating to see that, and I hope that happens.
Yeah, it would be great.
Okay, we're going to end on something fun for you guys, but not for me, because I'm pretty upset about this. So
why?
You know me. You both know me. You're both really good friends of mine. So you know that I try to be a gamer, but I can't succeed at it. I keep trying to find games that I like playing. I was really into that Star Trek game you were playing, Chase, but it's like...
which one?
Which one are you playing online? The online one that you were playing?
Oh, yeah. Right now I'm playing two, Star Trek Online, and then I'm playing Star Trek Resurgence, which is awesome.
Yeah, but those things are so hard for me. There's so many buttons to click and figure out. So
it's because you're not a gamer,
right?
Man.
So I'm trying to be. So I stumbled across a trailer for a new game coming out that's right up my alley and right up my sweetie's alley too, so she can watch me play. What a great scenario. This is a game where I guess it was based off another game, and it's just the most amazing game I've ever heard of. I'm going to lean on you, Chase, to describe this game I'm talking about, which is Starfield. Not available on PS4. Gosh darn it.
I know. really. I'm never going to play it. Yeah, I'm just being honest.
No, right.
I'm just not gonna. I am not an Xbox gamer. I'm never gonna play this game.
Yeah,
I know all about this game, but I'm never gonna play it.
I don't have an Xbox either, but I think it'll be on PC as well. But
sure, you got a nice rig for that though. But like I also am a Mac guy, so it's not available on Mac.
Oh,
yeah, it's Microsoft, it's Windows or Xbox X or Series S only. So anyway, Starfield is a massive multiplayer online game set in a galaxy that is procedurally generated with 1,000 different planets. It's using the same engine as the game No Man's Sky used to procedurally create these planets with different places to go and things.
What does that mean, procedurally?
The computer just like it's we typed in, it's like AI. You type in make a bunch of planets with different exploratory elements that players can visit, and then it just like creates it. So it's not like an artist is sitting there making a planet. We're putting in inputs, and then the computer is and the system itself is creating that planet.
Yeah, so I don't know how it works in Starfield, but in No Man's Sky, the engine would generate all the topography, and it would decide what kind of animals, if any, were on the planet. So when you land it, you'd come up on it, it would generate that as you came to it, and then you would land and then get out and look around, and there might be a city, or it might just be a desert. You don't know.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing to me.
And so you can also, like in Starfield, you can create your character. There are RPG role-playing game elements for you to upgrade your character. But also one of the big things that people are excited about is the fact that you can completely customize your spacecraft. And every time you add a module to the spacecraft, it might change the interior of the spacecraft, walking around and doing stuff like that. The other thing that people are excited about is the fact that you can attack, board, and capture other players or NPC ships in space.
And add them to your crew.
And add them to your own armada. And you can like crew it out with people you find, either other players. You can, start doing multiplayer with them and all be in the same crew. You can pick up NPCs, non-player characters that you meet around in this galaxy, and you can add them to your crew as well. Basically, it's a big space pirate game. That's what you're looking at.
And something I cannot play. Well, I guess I have a PC, but it's
you
not the same.
You do not have anywhere near the specs on your PC to play this game. That is one of the big. Oh, this game is real spec heavy. It's one of the complaints that a lot of gamers are having because of a couple things. One, they are capping the frame rate at 30 frames per minute. The human eye can only see about 20. Is that right, Chase?
30 frames per second. Yeah.
30 frames per second. I'm sorry. For 30 frames per minute would be really slow. What's the human eye? The human eye can only see less than that, correct?
I'm not sure.
It was like 20. I thought it was like 15, 20 frames per second.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, we don't need 60 frames per second. 30 frames per second is going to be fine. But the other graphic requirements are just like, oh my gosh. People are like, man, I got to buy a new audio card. I got to buy a new video card just to play this game now on PC.
Needless to say, I think a lot of PC players are probably going to be playing this game on low, all the graphic settings on low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
Well, not fun for me, but fun for thee. I guess so.
Well, you know what? If you want a fun Barry, I think you can't start like Starfield is like would be like taking your driver's test in a semi truck. You can't start gaming with a game like Starfield. It is way, way too intense and really involved.
Yeah, and in fact, it's a little overwhelming. I'm not sure I'll play it because it seems very complex beyond my bandwidth of brain power.
Right. Well, I'm just talking about like the time involved to like get into the game. Sure, if you have hours and hours every day to play a game like this, sure, go ahead, play it. You're going to have a whole lot of fun. However, it's like I got like an hour or two a week, maybe at the most 4 hours a week to play a game. Right. I don't know if like I can get into a game like this and be satisfied because in an open world game like this, there aren't really chapters. You know, when I'm like currently, Chase, you played this series. I'm playing the Sniper Elite 5 right now. Sniper Elite, like you can go through and play a chapter and get through it in an hour and then just be done. Starfield isn't like that. It's so massive and space battles or exploration. It takes so long. There aren't a lot of good places to be like, pause. I can easily catch up and know where I am. It's like, every time you re-enter the game, you got to like reorient yourself for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, this game is clearly meant for people who want to play or who are in it for the long haul. I mean, it's going to take years to like build up your ship and your crew and your weapons, whatever kind of weapons you have, and then you can build, you can build space stations and mining facilities on planets to bring in resources. Like it's like it'll take you years to do that. But yeah, I'm like you. I just don't have the time to devote to a game like this. It would take me decades, probably.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And just to find all the Easter eggs they're going to put in this stuff, like people are still finding new stuff in Red Dead Redemption. It's been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's not even as big a game as Starfield is massive. It makes like Grand Theft Autos and Red Dead Redemption worlds and Assassin's Creed worlds look tiny. That's how big this game is.
Yeah, we're talking about like a whole galaxy almost.
Yes, exactly. It takes, like, they estimate that if you were to just get in your spacecraft and go from the center to the, what we'll just call it like outer rim territories of Starfield, if you were to just fly, it would literally take you hours of just flying straight to get there. That's how big this game is. Massive. Yeah. And yes, it is not appropriate for all ages and may not be appropriate for viewing at work.
Fine.
Thanks for bringing it.
Well, there's space boobies in it.
Oh, there's space boobies. Oh,
I don't know. Maybe
Barry's favorite game. No, but Barry, start on an easier game. Like if you want something that's fun to play, that your sweetie will probably have fun watching, play like Ratchet and Clank or something.
We're playing The Sims right now, so maybe we'll.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. You got that.
And you might like Star Trek Resurgence. It's like a decision game. So it's a lot of dialogue, and then you make decisions and based on.
Oh, is it an RTS?
Yeah. So some of the guys from the Telltale games that we remember those games, that studio. Some of those guys left and went off and started their own studio, and this is their first game. So yeah, it's a lot of what do they call that? Action time or quick time response. Like you have to hit the X button at just the right moment. But
quick time responses. Oh, like the old Dragon's Lair game.
Yeah, and then when you're having conversations, it'll be like multiple choices, and depending on how you reply, that changes the relationship and could affect the storyline later.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds fun. When you play a game like that, are you typically like nice or are you typically mean to people?
So right now I'm playing through as like nice, kind of cookie cutter Starfleet officer. But when I'm finished, I want to go back through and I want to play through and be just a total jerk and see what happens.
You're gonna be the William Riker of Resurgence.
Well, I can't say that I'm going to start gaming tomorrow, but thank you for educating me on everything that we talked about today, Chase.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
And we'll have you back when we have another problem that we have to address.
You're our problem guy.
Thanks for coming on, Chase.
Thank you.